My name's Julian and I'm a therapeutic body worker and a coach. One of the aspects of my coaching that I really enjoy to offer with people, we're running a retreat series here in Portugal called Pleasure, Presence and Intimacy. We had our first one where I talked with Jason Jeffrey Baker, also known as Ouroboros, and Charla Hathaway from the United States. She flew over as part of her European tour, and the feedback and the response was absolutely wonderful. In my practice here in Lisbon and in Sintra, I mentioned part of the practice I offer is a coaching practice, and I like to call it coaching to intimacy. And in this practice, we look at taking care of ourselves, identifying with our thoughts, feelings and needs, and then connecting with the others in our life and how to develop and sustain and maintain deeply authentic, truthful relationships where we are free to ask for what we feel we need and what our desires are, and take care of ourselves at the same time. And when we are asked, that we see our needs and the other's needs as a gift, because one of the most satisfying things in life where we could say we're absolutely full with flow, with abundance, you could say we've given with a full heart, is when we see the humanity in the other person. We really see their need and we see how we can help and serve that need. This is just so fulfilling. So our own needs, if we learn to tune into them and can communicate them, then we're giving a gift to other people to feel the same sense of fulfillment that you will have felt yourself when you've helped another person, be it an old lady crossing the road looking for help and you turn up and you give her a helping hand, or in other aspects of your life. When we really contribute to life, it feels good. So if we can also contribute to the life within us by becoming aware of those needs, then others can step in and have the opportunity to give and to receive at the same time. That's this famous saying of to give is to receive. And when we feel the needs of another, we can tune into them, we can communicate them, and we can listen to them, then we have this opportunity to serve life, to really put in practice actions in our life that serve ourselves and others, and to see the gift and simplicity of tuning into that level of connection. In the practice of coaching to intimacy, we have some simple practices to take care of oneself and our own energy. I'll just demonstrate one of them to you now, and it's a bit of fun. You can practice it looking at the screen. If I'm sat with another person, one invitation is that we close our eyes, and if we sense that we're curious and we want to connect with the other person, we can say hello and open our eyes. And then we feel, this is nice. The other person may smile, they may not smile. There's no pressure to conform to a social norm of smiling. We stay relaxed. But now I need to take care of myself again. Goodbye. I say goodbye, I close my eyes. The other person is free to do the same. No particular timing. You may have your eyes shut and have said goodbye and they're opening up and saying hello. And the two of you can play like this. You can do it in the mirror on your own as well, but play with another person. This is taking care of myself, slightly retreating inwardly, taking care of the inner world, saying goodbye. And when I feel ready again, opening the eyes and saying hello. And this is a very soft practice of saying yes and no, and having autonomy when we are requested of, or we want to make requests of others. There are other exercises within coaching to intimacy that I share with people around giving and receiving one-way touch. I was really fortunate a few years ago to do a Like a Pro training with Betty Martin, and you can search her online. She has a load of YouTube videos, and her website bettymartin.org has many of these for free, and you can find them on YouTube, with her Wheel of Consent, and she's writing a book. Her work is touching many spheres of practice, from nursing and medical practices to touch and therapeutic bodywork and chiropractic and many modalities. It may be a given that if you're going for a massage, you're going to lie down and receive some touch. But she slows down the process and gives space and asks, who is this truly for? And so she does this, and we offer this in the pleasure, presence and intimacy retreats, in that we give or receive one-way touch. And the key question is, who is this for? So I might be, and I'll demonstrate this to you in a second, I might be looking like I'm giving somebody a massage. But if we rewind a little bit, maybe I've said, hey, could I touch your hand for my pleasure? Can I just touch your hands? I really like your hands. Can I enjoy touching them? And somebody walks by and says, oh, he's giving her a hand massage. And it may look that way, but if the context is one-way touch, and this touch is for my pleasure, then actually the gift is coming in the direction of the person who's receiving touch. This will become clear when you see it in a second. But I'm actually taking pleasure by touching this person's hands. I've noticed they've got really lovely hands, and I want to play with these hands. So I'm receiving a gift. They're allowing me to take pleasure from touching their hands, but it looks like a hand massage. The other way is, hey, my hands are really tired. I've been on the computer a lot today. Julian, would you massage my hands? And then I check in, yeah, I'm happy to do that. So it's a full yes from me, and I give her a hand massage. And somebody walks by and goes, oh, he's giving her a hand massage. This time it's true. I am actually giving her a hand massage because she's requested it. So these exercises slow down, and they focus on one-way touch. And we look at, who is this for? The same action could be for me, or it could be primarily for the other person. So we'll look at that in some practical demonstrations, just a few examples of how this work can really empower us to make informed choices and to really listen to the yeses and nos authentically of ourselves and others. A big problem in society is we feel pressured to say yes to things. Could you just help me with this? Like, my car battery's flat, can you help me push this down the road? And we might be already late for a meeting, but we say yes because we want to help. We want to be good, nice, helpful people. And there's nothing wrong with that. But we learn sometimes to distrust eventually the yeses and nos of our friends and family, because we know sometimes people say yes when they mean no, and then they do things they don't really want to do. Or they may say no out of a fear of the unknown, when if there was clarity around what exactly is going to take place, they may be willing to step in with a full yes to something that they had initial fear of and said no. So these practices give us the clarity and empower us to know that we're only going to engage in receiving or giving some touch when it's 100% full body yes. And if we don't receive that, we don't do it. So we'll look at some of those now. So we were talking about these exercises from Betty Martin, bettymartin.org. You can get these for free and experiment and try them with your friends and partner, maybe. So this is really asking, who is this touch for? So we're using one-way touch. There's no confusion of two-way touch coming in. We're slowing it down and simplifying it to one-way touch. So the example one, there's 4 experiences that we can have in this exercise. One is, I have a look at my friend and I say, I'm drawn to her hands. May I touch your hands for my pleasure? So I'm receiving a gift from her body, which is that she's fully happy for me to do that. If she says no, we don't do it. This is about consent. So if she says yes, you may touch my hands. So I go and take her hand, keep eye contact maybe, and I'm now focusing on the hand, and this is for my pleasure. So I'm taking, and the gift is flowing to me. I'm receiving pleasure by touching her hand. And typically Betty has these as 3-minute games. So you set a little timer, and I take pleasure from my partner's hand for 3 minutes. This is one of the experiences. And then, very clear of which way the gift was going, I then thank her. Thank you very much. And your partner can say, you're welcome. So we honor the fact that we've given a gift. She's given a gift to me. I've thanked her for this gift of taking this touch. And she has said, you're welcome, because it was within the context of consent. The second experience is that she then has a look at me, and asks if she can take some kind of pleasure from my body.
May I take your glasses and touch your face?
Mm-hmm. So she then thanks me for taking this pleasure and this touch for her. And I have to consent to this touch. This is very, very important. But my preference, like I might like a firmer massage to my face, but in this exercise, this doesn't matter. That's what I would like. But she's taking the touch for her pleasure, and she wanted to stroke and brush the beard. So this is for her. Now, the other two experiences of this exercise are that she tunes into her body, and she feels, oh, this part of my body would like this kind of touch or this quality of touch. And she asks if I'm willing to give. The gift is then flowing in me doing, and she's receiving a type of touch. And I decide whether I'm happy to do that for her. And the gift is flowing from me to her. She's requested a type of touch. She's asked if I stroke from her neck down her arm. And yes, I'm happy to do that for you. So my preference now, I set aside. I'm happy to provide this touch, and I'm happy to follow how it is good for her. I'm not doing what I want, I'm doing what she wants. If I wanted to do some firmer massage, I had it in my mind, or I thought that would be better for her, then I reserve that preference, and I follow and serve what she's actually asked for. And the gift of one-way touch is flowing, that I am serving what she has requested. So I said earlier, it can look like a massage is for someone. If I'm massaging this hand, she may have asked for a hand massage. But like I say, if we back up and rewind, and I say, can I touch your hand for my pleasure? And she says 100% yes, that's totally cool. Then I'm with a different quality. One is to do for the other person, and I'm in service of her preference for touch, and I can say, is it like this that you wanted it? Mm-hmm. Would you like it any deeper? Or on here, opening? She may be guiding me what she wants. Mm-hmm. And the other is that she's willing to give the gift of her hand to me for my pleasure, and her preference for the touch doesn't matter anymore. I'm given consent, and we have to work within that, and I'm taking sensation and pleasure from the hand, and there's a different flow. Now she's gifting me with her hand for my pleasure. And this has implications not only in touch, but in all things that we do or engage in with others, all relationships. Who is this really for? Who is it in service of? And which direction is the gift and the service of meeting others' needs and requests and desires? It can really enrich all areas of our life. So I invite you to try these online, follow our videos, go to bettymartin.org, or come and experience it in practice or in one of our workshops, Pleasure, Presence and Intimacy. You'll find it on Facebook. Thank you very much.